Hello class, I'm Instructor Hollon, and this lecture is on morality and the good life. The study of morality and the good life is the realm of moral philosophy. Our authors define morality in the following way. Or should I say moral philosophy? Ethics and moral philosophy is a branch of philosophy that involves systematizing, defending, and recommending concepts of right and wrong conduct. The term ethics derives from the ancient Greek word ethikos, which is derived from the word ethos, for habit or custom. The branch of philosophy, axiology, comprises the sub-branches of ethics and aesthetics, each concerned with values. See Levin, 2020, page 137. While morality is the study of values, we must provide an independent reason to behave morally. Traditionally, this motive has been identified as the good life, or what Aristotle calls eudaimonia. The good life or eudaimonia can be defined as living well and in a way that human beings flourish. It is notoriously hard to define, though. What it means to flourish is notoriously hard to define. But here's a more detailed explanation. Eudaimonia is better expressed as well-being or excellence of performing the proper function. When Aristotle explains human virtue, he is not discussing what we now refer to as Victorian virtue. He is clarifying the peculiar excellence of human beings in the same manner as we often speak of the peculiar excellence attributable to the nature of a thing. For example, a tool is useful in virtue of the fact that it performs its function well. See Archie and Archie 2004, page 234. It is easier to understand the concept by posing the types of questions it is meant to answer. How should we live? What do we want? What should we want? What do we enjoy? What should we enjoy? What should we accept? What should we change? The notion of the good life is meant to help us answer these types of questions. Having introduced the idea of the good life, consider some of the different positions that philosophers have developed in their attempt to further qualify what the good life is supposed to be like. The first view is called hedonism. The good life involves getting as much pleasure out of life as you possibly can. The second view focuses on success. The good life involves getting as much money, success, or respectability as you can. The third view is asceticism. The good life involves a life of simplicity and self-denial. Another view focuses on freedom. The good life involves being free from obligations, responsibilities, etc. Another view focuses on power and creativity. The good life involves the power to grow as a person, to expand consciousness, and create. Religion has been suggested as a contender for the good life. The good life involves a life of religious devotion. Happiness is also considered a contender for the good life. The good life involves self-realization on this view. Each of these theories is different from each other, but they also share a striking similarity. They each share the common property of being self-oriented. This focus introduces the distinction between egoism, acting for self-interest, and altruism, acting for the interest of others. And this brings us to the subject of moral theory. Entering into discussion of moral philosophy and ethics, consider next the following leading ethical paradigms. Duty-defined morality, or deontology as it's called. Actions are governed by universal or absolute principles on this theory. It is our duty to act in accord with these principles or rules. And the most famous advocate of this position is Immanuel Kant, the famous German transcendentalist, idealist philosopher. See Levin, 2020, pages 159 to 161. Payne, 2015, pages 111 to 114. And McLaughlin, 2017, pages 262 to 274. Another theory is called consequentialism or utilitarianism. This view says that the ends justifies the means. Always act for the greatest good that benefits the greatest amount of people. Okay, the most famous advocates of this theory are Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill. For discussion of Bentham and Mill, see Levin, 2020, pages 152 to 158. Payne, 2015, pages 108 to 111. McLaughlin, 2017, pages 275 to 298. and the Archie and Archie Reader, 2004, pages 251 to 262. Virtue ethics. Oh, another theory is called virtue ethics. Actions should cultivate virtues such as courage, good temper, truthfulness, etc., and avoid excess and deficiency. Okay, this lifestyle leads to true happiness, what Aristotle called eudaimonia. So this is Aristotle's view, and for more information on it, see Levin, 2020, page 165, McLaughlin, 2017, page 231 to 250, and the Archie and Archie Reader, 2004, pages 233 to 248. A final theory at which we'll look is called care ethics. Actions should be focused on maintaining and cultivating human interpersonal relationships. This theory is more emotional than rational driven. Okay, a good advocate representative for this theory was Carol Gilligan, and for a discussion of her views, see Matthews, Introduction to Philosophy and Ethics, 2020, pages 65 to 69. So, having surveyed some of the leading theories in ethics, we turn to the debate between moral realism and moral relativism. Okay, for general discussion of this subject, see Payne, 2015, pages 96 to 107. So the two competing views, moral realism and moral relativism, then are opposites. And you can define moral realism in the following way. There are objective or universal moral principles and values. Okay? Moral relativism is the opposite. There are no objective or universal moral principles and values. All values are relative. So moral relativism is different from cultural relativism. Different cultures may have different systems of value, but this leaves open the question whether any of them are right or wrong. All right. So moral relativism moves beyond cultural relativism and observations and ventures theories about the nature of morality itself. And it contrasts then with moral realism that says there are objective universal principles. Moral relativism says they're not. They're relative to time and place, culture, etc. We close this unit with the presentation of Nietzsche's attack on, or consideration of Nietzsche's attack on morality. Nietzsche argued that morality is really just conditioned behavior based on the master-slave distinction. Master morality serves the ends of the wealthy or those in power and extols the qualities of the rulership. The slave morality is one of utility because it eases the pains of the poor and suffering by extolling the qualities of the lowly and needy. In this way, Nietzsche argues that morality is fraudulent. See Levin, 2020, pages 162 to 164, and Archie and Archie, 2004, pages 266 to 275. Okay, one of the responses that ethicists have made to Nietzsche is that his discussion is centered around genetic fallacies and logic. He thinks that because we can see how morality evolved, therefore we can explain it away. But we can't attack the source of a belief to show that it's false, right? We have to actually look at the claims themselves. So Nietzsche's enterprise is probably too simplistic to just disregard moral truth altogether by saying, well, it's just it arises out of a master-slave dynamic and relationship. It's just too over easy proof for anti-realism in ethics. So the majority of ethicists are not really saddled by his arguments there, but still an interesting attack on ethics and an influential philosopher worth reading and whose thoughts are definitely worth considering. Okay, so in addition to the lecture material and the assigned readings that I've noted, I've also supplied some multimedia on the related concepts and theories in the Engaging with the Materials link in this week's course module. I recommend viewing those. They'll help learn the concepts, process the material, and you can use these to do some work, inform your work in the exercises, the activities that we have in the discussion forums and such. If you have any questions about the topic and the content on morality and the good life, any of the theories, the relationship between morality and the good life, any of the arguments or anything that we've looked at or that are covered in the readings or in the multimedia, feel free to send me an email or drop by virtual office hours or raise a question in the discussion forums or what have you. And I'm happy to respond and provide extra additional guidance as needed. So thanks for joining me today for this lecture, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.